What were some of your assumptions when you first started out? So like you had the podcast with your friend,
Mhm.
and it sounds like that was the point in time when you realized you wanted to have your own body of work because there were things that people didn't know that you felt like they should know. What were some of the things that you felt like people should know that they didn't know? What were some of the assumptions that you had about like how the music industry worked at that point in time?
Yeah. So some things that I felt like people should know at the time that they didn't know are still very similar to those same things that I feel today, which is a record deal is not the answer to your problems.
Yeah.
I think an unfortunate percentage of musicians that I see and I'd say less interact with, some that I interact with, but my channel sort of community is naturally filled with like-minded people. That's
Yeah.
just how this whole thing works. But I see so many musicians who don't treat it as a business or don't take financial responsibility for their craft and for their work and incorrectly assume that a record deal is going to be the solution to their financial issues or
Mm.
is going to give them the freedom to do what they want. Um, so I'm always happy to say, start and run your own business because the only time a record deal is going to come along is when you have a business that's making money and they want a piece of it. It's not how it used to be. It used to be they'd sign somebody and develop them. And that does happen every once in a while, but it is very, very rare. Usually record deals are just trying to double down on already safe bets. So that's a big one. Another one is that, a career in music is hard. Um, and it doesn't necessarily get easier. That was an incorrect assumption that I made. You just trade one set of difficulties for another. And I can't say this with any sort of authority because music has always been my career, but I have to assume it's probably the case with other career paths too. Music just seems more romantic because it seems like, the ultimate goal is to be rich and famous. 99.999% of people who make music are neither going to be rich nor famous. If you can make a decent living, you can apply your own definition to decent living. But if you can make a decent living as a musician and you really love it, then that's winning. And that's another thing that I wanted to convey kind of way back then. Because as I've moved up the totem pole, um, I've been in the room with so many incredibly famous people and rich people, and I've had deep conversations with very successful people, and you learn that, I mean, they all have their own set of issues. You may have made millions of dollars off of millions of records sold, but sometimes at what cost?
Mm.
Are you still married? Do your kids like you? Uh, do you get to go? Did you get to go to your brother's wedding this year? Did you have to play a show?
Mm.
Stuff like that. So there are always sacrifices, but it's just it's a very unique career path for sure.